Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Banter with the Brothers, alongside the fellas, Joe, Jevy, Shinny. I'm AB. We back for another episode. A lot has happened. A lot of big news has happened. It seems like we'll start with the most, I feel like, the most shocking news. Actually, I can't even call it the most shocking news. You're right. It's actually not the most shocking news.
In the sports world, maybe.
In the sports world. It's the most shocking news in the sports world. Thank you. So with that being said, unless if you've been living under a rock, the European
past 48 hours
has been founded and already disbanded in the time it took us to plan an episode from when we first heard about it to now. Less than what? Not even 4 days? Last 4 days?
72 hours.
Yeah, like 72 hours it died.
72 hours it died. So first, we'll start with when you first heard about it. Where were you? What did you think initially? I'll toss that out there.
When this happened, Sunday?
Yeah.
Right?
Sunday, morning, I want to say, or Sunday afternoon?
Yeah. I think I was working out and I saw it. I was like, there's no shot this is actually happening. Because I remember like a couple of years ago, they were talking about doing something like that. And it's like, instead of the Champions League, do this or whatever. And everybody thought it was a stupid idea, but it was just like an idea at this point. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like statements are made. Perez is going off. Like I was like, what is happening right now?
Yeah. How about you guys, Jerry, Shinny?
It was afternoon. I think I got word of it. I had a game. We won that game, by the way. I scored in that game, by the way. But apart from that, no. I think like it was after the game. It was like, looking at all the news, the notifications were just piling up about the announcement. Seeing a notification from the Chelsea admin, and that got me like even more mad about the whole idea. So that's what I heard about it.
Yeah, I heard about it. Similar time frame. My reaction to it initially, I was like, okay, what? All right. It was something of that. I wasn't too reactionary to it.
Mm-hmm.
In my head, this shouldn't happen. It can't happen. I hope it won't happen. But yeah, I was kind of confused at first. Like, why? Why would you do such a thing? There's, that's when I heard about it. But there's so many layers to this thing.
There's a lot of layers. When I first heard about it, I thought honestly it was just more of the speculation. Like I didn't realize.
Yeah, same.
Oh, it was like this is happening. I thought it was more similar to like, because really, if you go back, like you've seen articles where Sky was reporting on this back in 2009.
Yeah.
So like this has been in the works. So like every couple of years, I would feel like you would hear rumors about this. Like they'll kind of sprinkle in some, some of the big clubs want to form their own breakaway league. They want to form their own competition where it would be similar. But I never really thought it was going to actually happen until I started seeing like the actual Chelsea official website put out a statement on it.
Yeah, everybody started posting it.
It was crazy because I'm thinking like, I've heard about these rumors before, like I think everyone has. Like, we all think of like, when I think in the last 5 years, we've had some great fixtures, like Champions League wise. Like we've had some big teams that have played other big teams that you actually want to see that competition.
Yeah.
And then to have this announcement, like honestly, it basically is like a this Super League, to be honest with you, my ideal would be like the preseason matches that they be having in America.
Yeah.
Like there's no excitement about it. It's just the personnel that you want to see. All these people pop out to see Ronaldo if Real Madrid was playing a couple years back, or all these people come out to see Didier Drogba if Chelsea was playing, or Messi if Barca was playing. that's all it is, just to, for
Cash grab.
financial gain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what is it called? Was it 2 years ago? Fans even went to court with Juventus because they didn't put Cristiano Ronaldo in a preseason game that they bought the tickets for him to play in.
Yeah.
So like it just shows how much power fans have anyways. So you putting this format, like, you definitely know it's gonna get some backlash. Definitely. Like it's wild to me that like all these clubs, all the owners were like they sat down and were like, this is a great idea. Like, I don't know. Yesterday was 420. They were smoking on something before then because it was I have no clue, bro. No clue.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, like obviously they thought about it, but I just think they didn't give a damn what the everyday
Anybody
fan
thought.
thinks. So it was like okay, yes, it makes sense logically. We'll make a lot of money. We'll, people want to see stars play each other. The thing that they forgot about what makes those matches special when, for example, like Chelsea, Barcelona, when it's like Pep Guardiola's teams versus like those resolute Chelsea teams that were breaking through. What made those matches special? How hard it was for me as a Chelsea fan seeing just even getting to those latter stages of the knockout competition that they had to earn in the first place. It was then, okay, now we're meeting them because we've beaten who's been put in front of us. They've beaten who's put in front of them. Not, okay, we're just always going to play each other just because you're great, I'm great, we're big names. Let's just, join a league where we play each other all the time. It oversaturates the product. You know what I mean? Those European nights are special for a reason.
But look at the competition.
They don't come around very often.
It's the first time we're gonna play Real Madrid ever in the Champions League. Like,
exactly.
How many years has this been going on? How many years that we could have played them? You know what I mean? Like, this is the first time ever in 2021. So you see how exciting it is as a fan to be like, wow, this competition has existed for this long, and this is the first time we're playing this big giant. So it shows how much, like, you have to earn your spot.
Jim, I feel like you were about to say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, I obviously think it's wrong, right? If this had actually went, obviously I'm going to watch. If this was a thing, I'm going to watch. I can't help myself. Okay. I just can't.
You gonna cross the picking line if every fan is boycotting?
Not every. All right. So there's some fans that like go to the games just to go to games and have a good time, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that would be a thing, right? But there's fans that need their team for a different reason. Maybe it's therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Maybe it's just because I need something to do or otherwise. But yeah, I would have definitely been watching for sure. Now, do I think it was a good idea? Hell no. And I try to make this point to people all the time. They're just saying, oh nah, da 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 da. Bro, these owners don't care about the fans, bro. I've been telling people since the Arsenal fan, people like tell me like, oh nah, you just da 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 da, you just bitter and like, bro, these guys are billionaires. Billionaires.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
COVID struck and everybody's struggling. Given, okay?
Yeah.
Who's not laying off people here, doing all type of stuff and making a bunch of hoopla to distract from what they're doing. You gotta be really secretive to get something like this.
Yeah.
Past everybody and no one noticed. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But you see, like I use Arsenal for an example, right? Because that's my team, right? You see how they will treat a player, for example, Mesut Ozil, right? Treat him like, oh, he done cost $1 million, problems, da 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 da. When he just gave his opinion on something, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And to what they just did, like, it's blasphemous. It's unforgivable. It's not something that no fan's ever gonna forget. And all these, listen, I don't think some of you guys don't have it as bad as Arsenal does. When I say that, I mean Kroenke, for example, he owns Arsenal. I know Abramovich is the owner of Chelsea as well, but Abramovich likes soccer, bro. He likes football. You see him at the games. You see his passion for your team. I never seen Kroenke in fucking in the Arsenal game. You barely see him, right? He has this. He owns these team over here, right? He picks up the Rams and moves them to LA. Like, just imagine that. Imagine that. You see how the American mentality is like, it's not sport, bro. It's business. Like,
this team, St. Louis,
the Hornets was once the Bobcats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Pelicans was once the Hornets. You understand what I'm saying? Like, imagine Chelsea was no longer the Blues and they were the Reds. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
But this is the mentality of the Americans. They're trying to get into things that are set in foundation. Like, bro, you can't move these teams from where they are. We're not supposed to play Real Madrid every week or every other week, or we're supposed to play Barcelona. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Chelsea and Arsenal play, or Arsenal and Tottenham, or Liverpool and Man United, you know what I'm saying? When these teams play, when Crystal Palace and Arsenal play, Crystal Palace and Chelsea, Crystal Palace and Spurs, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
These are special games. Not because some teams are bigger than others doesn't mean you're not supposed to compete. That's what make us like the sport.
That's the whole point of soccer. Like,
exactly,
bro. It's the history. Like, seeing all this was just like you just erasing history. Like, you just telling all these clubs, all the people that worked so hard, every single day for the club. You taking the essential, I would say, figures in the club to make them, you know what I mean? That the people that have the statues in front of the stadiums, all those people, you're telling them to fuck off. Because all those people put so much blood, sweat, and tears through wars, through world wars, through a whole bunch of calamities, pandemics, so much stuff you can see through history to actually have a club existing today. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all those people deserve their flowers. You're just telling all these people to fuck off. And on top of that, all the trophies won and all that stuff, you're just basically just telling all those teams that were created, all the situations that were going on in the locker room, basically the entire history of a star club, like a big club, from ground zero to now. Like, you're just saying, like, fuck all that. Like, where we are now is the new football. Like, Perez was talking about his ass though.
He was talking about his ass, but hold on. You
I don't disagree with Perez 100%. Actually, go ahead, AB. But say what you're gonna say, and then I'll put my piece.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't know if I'll call it the new football though, because we've been dealing with this. You know what I mean?
Right.
We've been dealing with it on. It's like they've been dropping these breadcrumbs. Now all of a sudden we just got smacked with the whole loaf. That's just the difference. You know what I mean? The bread is still the same. We just got exposed to a bigger piece of what was actually going on. And to be 100% honest with you, I feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg. We are just getting into the shit that all started is just beginning. So what I was gonna say was there was a reporter from The Athletic maybe who was like, listen, Europe, somebody was like, oh, does this mean that there's like a civil war going on? Or maybe it was a reporter on Sky. They asked him like, is European football, is there a civil war in European football? And he was like, no, it's a nuclear war.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's a major fallout that's happening.
Yo, bro, it's no joke. And let's be clear about a couple things.
Because remember,
go ahead.
Oh no, last point was just remember when a nuclear bomb drops, the initial blast causes a lot of devastation, but the real damage is in the fallout and the aftermath. And that's what's gonna happen with this Super League. But go ahead, Jimmy. My fault.
Yeah. And let's be clear on a couple things. UEFA, they aren't innocent, neither is FIFA. Okay. Right. What's known as tradition for World Cups, right? It's a summer tournament, right?
Yeah.
And that's when everybody's supposed to play World Cup in the summer. for example, Qatar should never have a World Cup based on the conditions of that country. Okay, not because people don't like the people or nothing like that. It's just it's not based for football playing. But how they have the World Cup, how they have the bid for the World Cup, corruption, right? Allegedly. So anyway.
Yes, please sprinkle those in.
Yeah. UEFA too wanna bring up a 34. What's the new format they got planned?
Oh, the Swiss model.
36-team Champions League.
Right. So
10 knockout, or I think it's like 10 knockout games.
Bro, all that is for more money as well.
Exactly.
Let's get all of this in because none of them are innocent, bro. It's just that we can't be too reactionary and not see the whole picture.
Definitely.
They're all trying to get to the money.
Facts.
It's just which one is more likable and which one isn't. And some of them
and they want to make another tournament under the Europa League.
Right, and this is what I'm saying. This is all for money, right?
They're trying to get Arsenal into Europe.
It's ironic how you might see someone in a big network be like, "Oh, yeah, this is bad for the Premier League or whatever," but then like they monopolize the viewership of the Premier League. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's like, okay,
well, even the Premier League itself was monopolized.
Bro, the way the Premier League was built, it was correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Yeah. I think the Premier League started in 1992, right?
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
Before they left the old English division, okay? Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, and Everton were consulted about the Premier League, right? The new Premier League. The biggest difference, I would say, is the relegation was still a thing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, no. It's more commercial money coming in. More or less, it was coming out of the old generation of football and going to the new one.
Right.
People didn't like that all the way either. You know what I'm saying?
It was very hated in a lot of corners of the world.
Controversial, yeah.
Right. But let's not be like blind to what's really going on. This is all about money. Like, I should not be watching a World Cup in December, bro. Like, honestly. Like, you should be outside with your, wherever you watch it, outside at a bar somewhere. Like, bro, imagine watching the World Cup in December in America.
During Christmas.
And you're not in Florida or California or somewhere down south or some shit, right? In Connecticut, bro. I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah, y'all going to be packed.
I'm not enjoying it.
I'm
going to Aruba, bro.
AB.
Talking about going to Miami.
Yeah, bro, it is crazy. I feel like, honestly, when we think about the December World Cup, because it was so far out, like I kind of pushed it off in my head. You know what I mean? I didn't really think about it much. And now that we're getting closer and closer, it's like the reality of the situation is becoming more and more clear. It's like, no, we're really gonna have, because in my head, I'm also like, there's no way they could do this. There's no way they could do this. But it's like, no, they can.
Oh, they can. Yeah.
Because it works for some leagues because some leagues have holidays, like holiday for their league, like Germany does.
Pretty sure the Premier League is the only major league that doesn't have like a break.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's something that the Premier League, like the players have had discussed with the Premier League as well, because they probably play the most games in terms of like, all leagues. Like,
for sure.
These guys play the most games. So, but apart from that, like, I don't know. When I heard that, especially because there's Barca money in Qatar, because Barca partnered with Qatar the beginning of like 2012, 2013, around that time. Mm-hmm. So they have all their Qatar Airlines, everything, Qatar, etc. So you already know there's a whole bunch of people behind the scenes with this whole Qatar World Cup thing. Like, it's just, even in Brazil, like, there's some games they had to, the Brazilian World Cup, they had to reschedule or postpone those games, like, just different times, because the time of day, like, the weather was scorching. Like, they were like, we have to, wait until night until we could play the game, the humidity and stuff like that. So, like, Qatar is just straight hot sun, all that stuff. There's
120 degrees every day.
Yes, sir.
FIFA reported, like, in the construction of all the stadiums they trying to hurry up in Qatar, like people dying out there,
Thousands of people have died already.
construction workers, so many people. You know what I mean? Because
We're
they trying to
underpaid.
force the issue, and it's. I mean, obviously they don't care about those lives lost because they trying to get their World Cup over there and the money flowing in their pockets. So as you said, like Jevy, it's real. It's really true. Like there's two sides to a coin. Everybody's so pressed about the idea of the Super League. Like, no, we don't. Of course, that's something we wouldn't want as fans. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, everybody got dirty laundry. So
Yeah.
Thanks. I mean, the thing is though about the Qatar World Cup, everyone's been talking about the loss of human lives and all the terrible work conditions, but people forget that shit was going on in Brazil.
Yeah.
That same shit was going on in Brazil.
Bro, it happens everywhere they go, bro. Unless it's a country that's fully developed, like unless it's England, well, England got 1 million stadiums. You don't got to build any. You know what I'm saying? You got
Right.
Wembley,
Germany were like Germany when hosted.
Emirates,
facts. Mexico.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So countries you don't got to build these stadiums, it's not an issue. But when you go into countries that are not fully developed on every level, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As you were saying, a country like Brazil, it's in the Amazon, bro. Like so it ranges. You got hot. You got okay, it's warm here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's rainy over there. You know what I mean?
There was one stadium that they built in Brazil just literally for one knockout stage game, and it's never been used.
Yeah. In the Amazon.
Bro, that's what they do, bro. That's how it's done. It has no essential purpose. They're not gonna gift it to a club that's actually in that area.
I don't think there was a club in that area. That's the issue. It was just like a major Brazil city without like
a club. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even bro, that's the thing. That's even worse. Like you know what I mean? Like even if you build that, there should be some potential to build a club there or something, or move a club there or something.
What's interesting though is like it's so similar even with like Olympics, like, and especially with Brazil at that time because they had the World Cup and then they followed it up with an Olympics.
Yeah, back.
Just burning through cash. And you look at the issues Brazil now has as a country currently. It's like, could a lot of this have been prevented had we not done all this? It's hard to say, but like so many of these major sporting events that we love and have provided us iconic moments throughout our lives comes with a very, very dark side to it.
Yeah.
Almost like how y'all were talking about two sides of a coin. It's almost like the old like the old Chinese yin and yang. Like, every bit of bad, there's a little bit of good. And every bit of good, there's a little bit of bad. So it's like, they were like, we're gonna, bring all this money into this area. But the bad parts of it, there were bad that were involved, or bad parts involved in that. People make the same argument with, say, the World Cup in South Africa. Oh, South Africa is the first African nation to host the World Cup. That was dope to see an African country host the World Cup. And to I wish I was there to go to the 2010 World Cup in Africa,
But them Zuzelas though, but we did.
Exactly. Like that was dope to see. But then at the same time, it cost South Africa a lot of money and a lot of hardship to host that World Cup. But we still like, that's like the toss up with it. Not even really a toss up. I guess that's coming from just, that's just something that we do realize or do need to acknowledge with these major sporting events. And same with Qatar. Qatar World Cup is going to go on, whether or not 100,000 people die more. FIFA will make sure that this tournament goes on. That's the power FIFA has. Fam, this UEFA, which is an arm of FIFA. I think because when I was making this point to some people earlier, and Jeffy, I think you might have been reading on when I was saying this, was how FIFA's power they had the power to make full governments come out and condemn this Super League.
Yeah.
The English government and the Spanish government, less than 24 hours after this plan was announced, governments were denouncing it.
Yeah, because bro, let's get this right, okay?
They threatened teams that they're not going to play in the World Cup, like the players, like
yes,
like
yo,
why?
Bro, listen, you gotta realize how nuts all this is, okay?
Yeah,
players weren't aware, neither are managers, just the owners at the front, okay? Cool, whatever. Now, to counteract that, they said, yo, if anybody plays, right, you can't play in the Euros or the World Cup. Now, me as a professional, what am I supposed to do, okay? Let's get that in. Also, you talk about the government, right? All these clubs are considered private entities, right?
Yeah.
Okay? That's why you have
Not all of them.
Not all, yeah, because some of the Spanish clubs.
Well, I mean, in Spain it's a little different. The English ones, they're private entities. Okay, that's why the government.
Other than United, right? Because United are publicly traded or something.
Yeah, United's
So
publicly
all clubs but
traded.
United.
I think Atletico Madrid's publicly traded because I was actually watching a video right before this about the whole Spanish like
Socios and
socios.
And
all that stuff.
Real Madrid.
yeah,
It's
but
associated
for
with
the
the
most
crown.
part, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
More or less we know.
it's like, even though they're private, certain things would have went through. Like, because there's certain things you can't stop when you don't. When it's like private stuff. But bro, I hear all that. I gotta get this one thing in, okay? You see how quick they were to denounce them losing any money, okay? And how how strict and hard they came down on the punishing, like stopping this from happening.
Yeah.
Y'all need to show the same energy for racism in football, okay? Let's get that in. Because we seen somebody racially abuse someone else and the person react to it. And he also got banned for games. Like, that makes no sense, okay?
By
And
UEFA.
then you ban this. Yeah. We be talking about UEFA and FIFA, all of them. None of them is out of it. You guys are corrupt, no, and yes, sir, okay? But you want to ban the guy that got racially abused for him to react. But the guy that racially abused him got banned for 10 games or some shit.
Yeah.
And he got banned for 6.
No, I think he got 10. But to further,
I'm saying the Kamara.
Kamara, yeah.
He got banned for 6.
Crazy. To further, back up what Jevy is saying, they gave Kieran Trippier a 13-game ban for letting somebody in his family know that he was going to move to Atletico Madrid because he was going to bet on it. So he broke gambling rules. Kieran Trippier got 13 matches for gambling.
Oh, that's why he was gambling.
Yes, that was what he did. Kamara, whatever his name is, who was racially abusing Kamara, got 10 games.
The one that plays for Rangers, right?
Yes. You get less games for being racist to somebody than you do for breaking gambling rules. Yeah. So what does that tell you about how they view you as a person?
It's
not a lot of integrity in anything for soccer.
What does that tell you about how they view you as a person?
I don't even understand that situation should have been dealt with on the maximum terms, like in terms of like quickly. How are you gonna sit down and have a whole panel? Let's review, bro. It's clear. There's so many witnesses. There's so many witnesses that have that from not only Rangers, but his own team.
Well, his own team
endorsed this. And on top of that, let's even talk about the Demba Ba situation.
Yeah,
and this was a couple months back. Nothing was done.
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything
with the referee. Well, props to.
I remember that.
Props to PSG where everyone just walked off. Like, we're not gonna commence the game because of because of this. But nothing was done. Nothing was done. No statements were brought up. Nothing. This was the situation. The players chose to not play. At the time that they were playing. All right, everybody, calm down, and then the game was played. Like you see in basketball, you see what's going on with a couple during the lockdown and stuff like that. Basketball players not playing a playoff game, not playing playoff games. You know what I mean? And the league obviously not okay with that because obviously they have their TV contracts and everything like that. But based off of how the players are going, the NBA responds to it. You know what I mean? They'll be like, okay, the players have chosen, and I'm sure the NBA are dishing out their fines under the table, but the NBA bringing out statements saying, okay, the players don't want to play because of this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I kid you not, the day that a team don't want to play in the Premiership, in the Champions League for whatever social justice reason, just know, like, these guys' minds will just be blown up. Like, literally would just go crazy because they can't fathom the fact that money will be lost. Like, and that's basically the argument of UEFA and FIFA with the Super League. They're gonna lose so much money. So let's attack these guys until we can't, we find a solution that, takes this Super League thing out of the conversation.
Well, yeah, the money is a big issue, not just for like, the big clubs, because everybody that plays in the English pyramid, okay, from Premier League to league to non-league to League One, all championship, all of them, okay, all that trickles down because of commercial money, right? So if Arsenal played, I don't know, Leyton Orient, right, or some shit, and that game's like a FA Cup game, like, bro, that's a bag for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's important for the ecosystem of the game, regardless of what country it's in. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I get that. But bro, these people are sick. Okay, I told you already. I think I was playing when I said, "Oh, niggas say, oh, you don't got no money now," but the clubs are
bro.
billionaire owners.
It's sickness.
Yeah.
Listen,
It's sickness.
Yo, listen. One thing I could say though, bro, Abramovich or Qatar, that whole city or whatever, I seen them guys,
Sheikh Mansour.
like at the game. Sheikh Mansour, yeah, I seen him at the game.
Care. They care a little bit,
I know Abramovich care. I seen the Moscow final Champions League. I know he cares. You feel me? I know. So yeah, but these Americans, bro, they gotta leave the game alone because fundamentally they don't understand it. They don't get it. They don't get what it is.
But
the Liverpool owner had me laughing with his apology video.
What were you saying, Shane?
No, I said the Liverpool owner had me laughing with his apology video.
I didn't even watch that shit. I was like,
I saw it. I didn't watch it.
It was just funny because it's just like, like a regular old, like, Bill, like, who owns Liverpool. Like, I was just like, what the hell? Like, how does, I mean, I guess obviously you can choose your owners. If they bring in the money up, then, and you need to push your club forward in a direction. I mean, you're not going to say no to money, obviously, if you want to go to a certain direction in the game. But, like, I don't know, like a regular old Bill, like, you feel me? Just, I apologize. It's like, what?
I mean, at the end of the day, they're all billionaires. So you think they're billionaires because they cared about people? It's like,
exactly, like they wouldn't be.
They don't care about they don't care about
No.
fans. Like my whole thing about the Super League was like, Americans would like it because it's all the big teams going up against each other. So it's like an NBA All-Star game for 52 weeks.
Yeah, but
like,
no, bro.
like
that shit don't fly with us.
Yeah,
we like our sport because we like our sport. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like cried, happy, mad, go through all the emotions.
Like you were saying, like Liverpool, Chelsea, like Real Madrid, Barcelona. Like we see it as an event, like a holiday.
Yeah.
It's
I reserve time.
Like at some point, like it's like, okay, why are we watching these teams play again and again and again?
And the banter is so important because, if I slap up Real in the coming weeks, I'm coming for every Real fan.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, the banter is so essential. Like, it's so essential to part of the game. You know what I mean? Like, if I reach,
don't count your eggs before they hatch. You heard?
you know what I mean? I mean, I met y'all in a couple finals and we slapped y'all up. I love that. You feel me? So
they not Real Madrid though.
So Arsenal, but anyways, Baku. Anyways, go ahead, AP.
What I was gonna go back to was a point that Jevy had made about when these teams play, like when Arsenal play like Leyton Orient in the FA Cup and those types of things. Understand that even those games though, like,
are seen as a holiday for them.
And of course,
anything can happen.
Anything can happen, and the beauty of it is like the FA Cup is just a tournament that from even down to amateurs can enter. So that is beautiful. I think the thing about the Super League that a lot of people, at least myself, I wasn't feeling like, and was there is no earning of this yearly. Like, it's not like rent isn't due every year.
Yeah, there's no like relegation. Like, you're paying for nothing. You're playing.
It's not relegation, but
You're playing
Spurs
just
will
to show that
definitely
you
get
earned
relegated.
that 400 mil that you're gonna get.
Yeah, it's like, all right, we've done the work over the history of our club, and now because of it, we automatically get to be in the cash cow league. But nah, man, I understand it from your sense, from your view. If I put myself in your shoes, yes, that shit makes sense because it's gonna make money. Fans are gonna watch it. The business will stabilize, especially they quote the pandemic is the reason. They've been talking about this since 2009. Y'all knew something we didn't know? Like, you know,
They did say that. They say that shit too.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like y'all been talking about this. Don't come out here, one, feed us some bullshit. Like we're all stupid enough to not be like, hey, bro, did any of y'all do a search of the internet to see how long they've been talking about this shit?
Yeah.
Like, fam, it's the internet. Motherfuckers, it lives forever.
When I saw it, I was like, this is like a couple, like at least like 5 years ago. I remember them saying like, oh, we want to, combine all the best teams to put them in the league. I'm like, isn't that the Champions League? Isn't that the point?
Nah, bro, that's preseason. It's preseason games before the season.
The International Champions Cup.
Big facts.
Yo, and listen, if that joint was gonna replace the Champions League, for example, and people could get relegated from it, like just be like you qualify for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be like, all right, cool. It'd be a different format. But
people would be less inclined to hate that shit.
Yeah, it could be honestly like if they want to do something like that. Obviously, you want to have the most followed teams or whatever. But like, Porto has more Champions League wins than Man City, so it should be like everybody that has like a Champions League. If you're still in the first division of your league, because I know Nottingham Forest has one.
Yeah, you make Forest play Real Madrid 2 times a year.
Aston Villa would be in there.
So everybody that has whoever has the most Champions Leagues gets preference on joining,
Forest.
and then you just do like promotion relegation with like Europa League and stuff. If they did something like that, it would have been more understandable and stuff. But like they were just doing it like, you know what, Arsenal's got this many followers, they have this history. Fuck it. It doesn't matter.
Big business. My last point on this though was Jeff, you were saying something like, yo, we gotta get these American owners out here. I feel you on a lot of because like Joe Glazer was a very instrumental part of this. Joe Glazer and the Glazer family owned the Buccaneers, like here in Tampa. So
you can't say nothing.
I can't say anything about them. They brought a Super Bowl. They brought a Super Bowl. Buccaneers.
Fuck them.
But what I am gonna say though is, for example, look at Andrea Agnelli at Juventus. He's an American. Juve are one of those clubs that are still in this. As we are at the time of this recording.
He resigned.
Do you know Juve been corrupt though, bro? Let's be straight on that.
They've been corrupt. They weirdo.
They done got.
But they done for. Let's
got relegated to Serie B, bro.
Let's take a clap.
Let's hold a quick moment of silence for the Super League and all the great memories it left us with. All right, Ben.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate y'all rocking with us this long in this episode. This has been Banter with the Brothers FC.